Boo for the Solid World podcast. I'm your gracious and often hated host, Saleik Von Trill. This is episode 4. I got Mika with me, man. Let me give a quick round of applause for her. Mika is a professional hairstylist, straight out of Greenville, but right now you live in DC.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're gonna get into your background a little bit. So, what area of Greenville you from?
I'm from KP.
KP, for sure. That's where most of my dogs from. My father even from there.
For real? Look at that.
Israel is Foreignville.
For real?
Yeah, you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my father.
Dang, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, how long you been living in DC?
I've been living in DC for almost 10 years.
Dang.
Time flies.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
I got mad friends in DC from because I went to school in Delaware.
Oh, for real? Where
Yeah,
you go?
Delaware State.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's what, 2 hours from DC?
Yep, exactly 2 hours. I was in DC a couple times. I love DC for real.
For real?
Oh yeah, DC.
Did you go to nightlife?
I went to man, what's the club I went to? It got like 4 floors.
That's half of DC.
Yeah, wherever I went, that shit was it was jumping.
DC, I be telling people the best time to go to DC is in the summertime because it be so lit.
Word.
So lit.
They be having mad day parties, right?
They day parties be the best.
Yeah, I already know.
Day parties and pool parties, DC down, like.
I be telling my boys we gotta take a trip to DC because most of them never been.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they need to, when y'all do, just hit me up because, I own a yacht. So I got a yacht business. So y'all can come up, turn up.
For sure. That's dope. It's crazy. This is my first time actually meeting you, but the first time I seen you was in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Brought Till up there, so and you plugged us in up there. So talk about how long you been doing hair?
Oh my God, I've been doing hair for like 17 years.
17 years.
Yeah. Go ahead. You want to know how old I am now, right?
How old are you? If you don't mind me asking, that's always a question
because it's always like a shocker. I'm 30.
30?
I don't look it.
No, you don't. Not at all.
No.
So 17 years, damn, that's a long time.
I know.
What made you start doing hair?
Well, how I actually got into doing hair was like when I was like, what, 12, 13. And like my sister, she normally does our hair, but she had moved to Charlotte. And like prior to her moving to Charlotte, like one of my sisters, I got a big family. It's like 12 of us.
Yeah, fast.
So I just want to make sure because I would be like sisters.
Yeah.
So I'll just let y'all know I got like a lot of sisters. But one of my sisters taught me how to braid, like how to plait. And then my niece actually taught me how to cornrow. So when my sister had moved when I was like 12, 13, I ain't had nobody do my hair. So, and then I still had like little sisters under me. So I had to like use what I was taught and like start like doing my hair and my little sister's hair. And it kind of like started there for real. Like those were my beginning stages. Let me tell you about this. I was in like middle school. And my very first time doing my hair, I had some crochet hair and I did some box braids. Them parts was horrible. But I was so proud of my work. Like,
so you did your own box braids?
With some crochet hair.
Damn, how long that take? I
don't even know. I think I was up all night doing it. And I was so pressed. I was ready to go to school. Man, them girls laughed at me.
That's how it be.
They laughed at me. But it's so crazy because those same girls that laughed at me be trying to get like hair appointments.
Yep.
Which is fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Because at that time, like, I feel like people don't know, like, the outcome of how things could be because that very thing could have broke me.
Right.
It made me be
You're
like,
right.
I don't want to do it no more. But, no, I just kept going. And then, like, when I got to high school, I wasn't really doing hair like that in the beginning. And then I did this girl named Larry. They call her Big Lip Larry. Everybody know Larry. I had did her hair one day, and she went to school, and she told everybody, oh, my God, like, she was like a loudspeaker. She was like, yo, my sister did my hair. Like, she she the best, she the best. And then next thing you know, I lie to you not, everybody wanted to get their hair done by me.
That's tough.
I know.
So, so you started doing it here in the Ville.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go straight from the Ville to DC, or did you? Where was you at in between that?
So I actually started going to Mitchell's, and then I wanted more, so I left and went to DC. So I got a sister that lives in DC, an older sister that live in DC, and like she been trying to get me to go to DC for years. And then like so she went to hair school too. She
Okay.
actually went to a hair school called Bennett. And so she was like, yeah, you come up to DC, I got you plugged in. I can get you in school, da-da-da-da. I know the owner, And I was just like, oh, okay. They didn't sound like a bad idea. And, like, still to this day, like, despite all of, like, the obstacles or anything, like, I'm so grateful that I did get on that train that day.
Right.
And, like, it changed my life. Like, it's crazy.
I can imagine.
Like, it was hard when I was living here, like, when I tell you I was broke,
Yeah.
I was broke. Like, I be crying. Like, I don't want to cry because I was crying. But it's just like, I feel like a lot of people will tell you, like, I'm really humble. But I'm humble because I do not forget where I came from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly.
Like, I used to live right there in KP. Mitchell's is way up there. I used to have to walk to school.
Nah.
This big-ass, huge suitcase. I had to walk to school.
That's crazy.
Yeah, rain, snow. Yeah. I had to walk to school, and I was just like, I just want to be successful,
Right.
Be. And at the time, like the hairstylist here that was like really big was like Will, Monty, Shia, Son. I wanted to be just like them,
right?
And I just was like, I want to be like them, because at the time I think they was riding like. I think Will had like a Jaguar, and like they was just riding luxury cars, and I'm from the hood, so I'm like, I want that. And then like me and my homegirl, her name Kiki, we dead ass used to like ride around the rich neighborhoods and just be like, oh, we gonna get a big house one day.
Yeah, I've been there. Star Hill Forum and all those.
Yes, especially Star Hill Forum.
I've been there, man. I've been there. That's crazy because a lot of the things that you went through, or it sounded like you went through, that would have broke a normal person.
Yeah.
That's what I commend you for that, really, because a lot of people can't go through obstacles like that and have the mindset that like I'm gonna keep going because I know I'm gonna make it.
That's not even half.
And that's what I know.
That's just the beginning.
That's what I know, and that's why I brought you up here, man, because a lot of people can hear this story and be motivated or inspired from it, and that's my whole point. And it's actually a lot of women. In my opinion, there's more women in the world right now than men that's successful doing their thing right now.
Yeah.
And you're one of them. So, speaking on that, I saw you in the shade room the other day.
Oh my God, you saw it?
Yo, listen, that was crazy. How it feel? Like, wait, so the first time you realized that you was on the shade room, what was you doing? Yeah, what happened?
So I was having a bad day. When I say I was having a bad day, I was having a bad day. And, like, normally, like, I always, like, so when it comes to my social media, I try to at least check it every now and then because I never know, like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I just always check it. So that day, I was, like, literally, I just laid down. Like, I was like, I'm just over. Let me just see what's online. So then I looked. And I seen, like, I get a lot of notifications anyway because I kind of, like, got a following and stuff. And people
for sure.
following me and stuff.
For sure. You got, like, 32K. That's OD. I peed. I said, damn.
Yeah, I do a lot of celebrities. But, so, I was I kept saying I was tagging. I ain't gonna lie. My heart was beating fast. I didn't know what I was tagged in. And then all I saw was the shade room. So, like, when I clicked it, like, I kind of was hesitant.
Yeah.
Like, because I didn't know what I was about to see or, like, what. So I clicked it and I seen that like I was getting like endless tag. Everybody was like, yeah, this is Mika, this is Mika. Mika did that. And I seen, I was like,
yeah.
I literally stopped. And I was like taken by like, I just didn't know like what to think. I ain't know like, I didn't know how to feel.
I can't even imagine, honestly.
And my following went up even more.
I was just about to ask that. So like off that post, how much more recognition did you get?
I'm gonna say this. So when you post it like in the shade room, I feel like because that platform is so big, it actually puts you like kind of like on another level. Yeah,
for sure. For sure. That's different.
I had more blue checks in my DMs.
Yeah.
One to work. I had like, some of the people that I saw that like literally took the time out to DM me to work, I was like, oh,
Shocked, right?
yeah. Like I'm excited, but I'm not as nervous as I used to be.
That's good.
I used to be so scared. Like, even when my following was going up, because, like, a lot of my stuff go viral, I was scared. Because
Wow.
I don't like attention like that.
Really?
If you look on my pages, you really don't see me like that.
That's true.
All you see is my work, because my work speaks for itself.
Right.
So, but, yeah, I was happy. I text my best friend. I sent the screenshot to my best friend. I ain't tell my mama because my mama don't know what the shit is. And it's so crazy because one of my sisters must have told her because she asked me. I was just like, oh, it's just something on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because, if you talking to somebody older, they don't know.
Oh, facts.
So then they asking like so many questions and you like, look. Look.
I already know.
Yeah. It was lit. I was happy about that.
That's dope. Okay, so what was like what took you to the next level? So like, what was your stepping stone? Like when you first started gaining all these followers, how did it happen?
So that's a good question. I feel like my following so when I first started working with that girl J. Cole and Lovely Mimi. Because when I first started working with them, like my following was probably at like 7K. But hold on. I gotta even back it up on like how my following happened. So I spent so many years wasting time on Facebook. I tell people like I literally deactivated my Facebook page and got on Instagram because like sometimes you see things and it's like dang I know I could do that. I know I'm good enough to like So I had that whole ordeal going on. Then like I deactivated Facebook and I really got on Instagram and I was like grinding. And then which hairstyle was? Oh, okay. So I had did it was like a blonde with dark roots, lace frontal. That's when lace frontals first made its change where like it started to really look real. And I had did a video and it had went viral and like I kept getting tagged on like these big hair pages and I was like, oh snap. So like I said, I kept like grinding. I went and got better lightings for my work so everything could be like what would pop on Instagram.
Right.
So then I started doing Lovely Mimi and that girl J. Cole. Both of them have like over 1 million followers. So when they tag me, people want to they like my work speaks for themselves. So like when I get tagged, like people gonna go see like, oh, this is a hairstylist. I'm gonna go to her. And then I just feel like it just went from there. And I know another time my following had jumped tremendously was when I had did Deja, T.I.'s daughter.
Okay. Wow.
So and I just stayed consistent with it.
Right, you just ran off from there.
Yeah.
So give a list other than those. Who else have you done? Celebrities wise.
Let's see. Cash Doll. She real cool. She's
Word.
so lit. She is so lit. She really the vibe.
I believe it though. I believe it. I used to have a crush on Cash though.
She's beautiful
She's dope.
in person.
I believe it.
Like how sometimes like people be editing this stuff.
Yeah.
Cash Doll is really beautiful.
Wow.
Like how she look and how she act on Instagram. That's her. Like that's her.
That's dope. And it's crazy because a lot of times you wouldn't expect that. Like you wouldn't expect a famous person to act like
they do. Yeah.
Cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you think they stuck up, bougie and shit like that.
Yeah. Luckily, I feel like I've been blessed to like only be dealing with people that's like really down to earth. Like I done Molly, Cuban. Molly, she like my little sister. Like she is so cool. Like we cut up. We cuts up. Suki was cool.
Suki, that's dope.
Suki, I'm trying to like think because like these are just the people I can name off the top.
Right.
But I know I'm missing some people. Sorry, y'all don't feel like, I'm just like, y'all know how I be. So, but, yeah. I just did Suki and she flew me out to Miami. She had a birthday party that day. Like,
so she flew you out just to do her hair?
A lot of them do that.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, always like strategize like as far as like what my budget is, what my ticket would be, the cost, and then like hotel. They handle all that.
Wow.
It's cool.
And I was wondering that too, because I was gonna ask how that all works. Like if they come to you, you go to them, stuff like that.
So it just depends because I know like before the pandemic when they would come to DC. When they would come to DC, like they'll reach out or like their manager or what have you, or reach out. See, that time I had did Deja, Dreezy, her management team reached out to me. I was like, hey, Dreezy wants you to do her hair tonight. Are you available? I know it's last minute. I was sick. Like, not sick as throwing up, but I was, like, upset. Dreezy is somebody who hair I do want to do.
Yeah.
So, like, that missed opportunity, like, even though I know I just did somebody that's, on TV. And
Right.
Daughter, the queen of the South. I mean, princess of the South. It was just like, dang, that's somebody that I want.
Right.
I had so many emotions. Like, I cried.
Oh, yeah?
I cried. My niece, it's so funny because she does music, too. And she didn't understand it. She was like, why are you crying? Like, it's going to come back around. And I was like, it's not that I'm upset that I missed the opportunity. It's the fact that they see me.
Right.
They reaching out to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that alone, like, just, like, really made me feel like, oh, yeah, they watching.
For sure.
Yeah, they watching.
That's dope. So when it comes to doing someone's hair, do they come to you and tell you, like, exactly what they want, or do... like you recommend or suggest a certain hairstyle? How does that work?
Most of the time what I tell them to do is like send me like their top 3 favorite hairstyles that they like, and then I'll pick the best one that I will fit their face, and then we'll go for there. So I try to like make it easier on me, so I won't do something that somebody don't like just to kind of like save the headache. And I like to I'm one of those stylists that actually listen to her clients.
That makes sense. So, as far as the future goes for hairstyling, what's some goals you have?
All right, so this is gonna be exclusive. So right now, I'm doing hair as what's gonna fund my future because I plan on retiring early. So this the thing. People make money. Doing hair is, kind of like drug money. It's fast money.
Right.
It's no different than drug money and stripping money. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's fast money. You get the money, but it's what you do with it.
Right.
So I try to be smart with my investments. So like right now I'm working on 2 really big major projects. As soon as I get back to the city, like, it's crunch time.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to set myself up so by the time I'm between 35 and 40, I'm retiring.
Oh shit, that's dope.
But it's you just gotta like be smart about your money. I think people don't think about their future for real because they just think that things are forever. They think that money always gonna come. People don't think that one day you're gonna be washed up.
Yeah, that's
true. You know
true.
what I'm saying? Like all that stuff gonna slow down. Your body changes. You don't have the same tolerance. All of those things, that it happens. And I think that a lot of people be stuck in situations because they don't plan properly for the future, everything for the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of people be comfortable too.
Yeah.
Like comfortable with where they're at in life, or just content with it. That just goes back to mindset. That was one of the big things we talked about on my last episode. Like my mindset is no matter what I got, I always want more.
Always. Listen, so one of my main business partner, his name is Kenny. Kenny, he be on me and Quant ass. Like if we set a goal and he's like, okay, so what's next?
Right.
Like the day that Quant had passed his got his real estate license.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Kenny was like, okay, good for you. What's next? Like he be on us, like he don't. And it's good to have somebody like that. Sometimes we be kind of like irritated about it. Yeah. But it's good to have like somebody like that on your team because they keep you on your toes. So it's always a what's next. Like even with the boat, like when we had got the yacht, when I got the yacht, like it was like, he was like, okay, so what's next? And we already started working on what's next.
And that's how it got to be.
Yeah. But you got to think like that because it's so, if you don't think about okay, so this goal is going to be setting me up for that goal. And once I reach this goal, it's going to set me up for the next goal. Exactly. That's the mindset that people have to have, because I also think that when it comes to even having that mindset, it's not enough people out here who was taught that way.
That's true. That plays a huge hand in it, honestly. Yeah. Because you only know what you've seen or been taught.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And it's so crazy and messed up in the same breath, because some people who do know, they don't pass on that information. Like, they don't want nobody to be more successful than them. Like, they don't want to feed nobody, the information that they have. It's a lot of knowledge just out in the graveyard that nobody ever would get, because them people are dead.
That's true. Which I never understood that. Yeah, my thing is, like, with what I'm doing now with this podcast stuff, I tell all my boys, like, yo, let's say, somebody gonna end up copying you. I'm like, I don't care. I hope they do. Right. Even if they need your help, you can come to me. I'm gonna tell you exactly how to do a podcast. If you need somewhere to do that, I'm gonna bring you to my studio. I'm gonna let you do it. You get what I'm saying? I want everybody to succeed, no matter if you doing what I'm doing or not. Right. I'm not in competition with nobody. I'm in my own lane, and that's how you gotta be, for real. That's how you gotta think.
The only person I see is myself.
Exactly.
Like, I constantly have to, like, I feel like I constantly have to outdo myself each time. So it's like, okay, you set the bar high, so what are you gonna do next? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just bought a Tesla, a 2020 Tesla. I saw that. And
like, congrats too. Hold on, cause that's huge. First of all, coming from KP, now you driving a Tesla. I know. That's different.
I cried about a lot of stuff, but it just be the fact of, like, it's just like, I just can't believe this stuff is happening to me. Like, it's just like, but I'll say this, like, I never seen hard work not pay off. Right. I said I've been doing hair for 17 years, which is true. I've been living in DC for almost 10 years. I was homeless twice. Damn. I was in hair school when I was homeless, and I still went. Right. Like, no matter what. Like, I remember, like, washing my uniform and blow drying it, like, in a hotel room, and had to go to school.
See, that's crazy. I don't even know if I could do that. Knowing just the fact of, like, going to school, but you homeless, or like you ain't got no income, you ain't getting no income for school like that. So
you ain't getting shit from school.
You feel me? I don't know if I could have did that.
Telling you, man, I went through a lot. Like, the girls in hair school, like, they was kind of jealous of me because the teachers showed favoritism. Mm-hmm. And, like, I remember this. I would never ever forget this. One of my teachers, she pulled me to the side, and she was like, listen, I don't want you to get caught up in nothing these girls got going on. Right. You are here because you believe in yourself. They're here because of a program. These girls not even going to be doing hair. Right. So separate yourself. And, like, I listened, and I was like, okay, you're right. And, like, none of them girls are doing hair. I'm the only one that's still doing hair. And it's so crazy because most of the girls, mind you, I didn't know anybody. Mm-hmm. Like, and I cried about that shit too. So I cried because it's just amazing. Like, I didn't know nobody. The only person I knew when I first went to DC was my sister, my niece, and my aunt. That's three people that I knew. I didn't know nobody. And the fact that, and it was this whole, like, it go back to, like, the shade room. The fact that people know me, like, they know me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and for people to even be tagging me, right? And most of these people I don't even know. You get what I'm saying? Right. So that says a lot about, like, everything.
Yeah, and it's only the beginning, for real.
I know.
Like, just that post just opened up so many opportunities for you. You probably could have never imagined, for real.
Yeah, man, listen, I was in shock. I
believe it. Yeah, I was in shock when I saw it.
I'm still like, in shock. Look, I still can't believe it happened. I was just like, oh, you celebrate. I was like, I can call Quant. You want some 1942? Yeah. We got two things to celebrate. What's up?
That's crazy. So, yeah. It's crazy that Quant dropped you off today, right? Because y'all don't even know it. And you might not even believe it. But y'all played a part in me doing this right here. And I'm going to tell you how. So one day I'm just on Facebook scrolling. This had to be about a month and a half ago. So I've been thinking about doing a podcast for over a year now. But, some ideas you get, you just push them to the side. So one day I'm on Facebook scrolling. I'm like, I see him talking to you about a fast y'all did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it was the no social media and something else.
I think he did the no liquor.
Yeah, no liquor. Pray 3 times a day.
Yep.
So I hit my boys. I'm like, yo, it's hit 2 of my homeboys. Kwan was one of them, matter of fact.
For real?
Yeah, so I hit them up like, yo, let's do this. Like, I just seen Kwan and Mika talking about it, and you know, it was beneficial for them. We might as well try it. I'm tired of it. Like, I'm addicted to social media at this point. Like, you know what I mean? So they agreed to do it, and when I tell you, like, within that week that I did it, blessings. Like, I was so focused on, you know what I mean? So focused, so that like the next week, I just sat down. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do my podcast. Cause at that point, I'm so focused, and I'm believing in myself, doing so much research on this stuff. Like, I'm like, yo, I really like it. Really worked, and a lot of people don't know, like, doing stuff like that. Thank you.
Clap.
I appreciate you.
No, seriously though, that's major, and like I tell people, it's so much power in fasting.
It is. It really is.
Like, so much. We actually went on his first fast was when we had did Midnight Waters. So, you know, we used to do, like, yacht parties and stuff.
Yeah, I remember.
So, it was supposed to rain that day. Like, it was supposed to rain bad. So, I was like, y'all, let's go on a 3-day fast. And he'd never been on a fast before. So, he was like, okay, so I had to explain to him what a fast was, what it's about, and, like, you know, being willing to sacrifice something that you love for God in order to, like, you know, because you want something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
We went on the fast. He was like, he texted me like the second day. I told him, I said, the second day is always the hardest.
Yeah.
The second day is always
Definitely
the hardest.
Is. You be so tempted to just open that phone up or go drink because you ain't doing nothing. Like, oh my God.
And I say, when you get the urge, you gotta, like, just either pray or just open the Bible.
Right.
And, like, you'll, like, when you open the Bible, just open it. And, like, you'll be surprised, because sometimes, in some cases, when you open the Bible, it's going to be something that's going to speak to you.
True. That's a fact. I learned that myself.
Yeah, it's gonna, that word is going to feed your soul. And because you're on the fast, like, you know, everything going to try to test you.
Right.
Because the devil know that you're making a sacrifice for God. So, like, things will try to test you. So he texted me like, I'm so hungry. I was like, come on, man. We just got a couple more hours. Just you know, thug it out. So the night of the yacht party, it did not rain.
Wow.
It rained when we got back to Greenville.
Yeah.
When everybody got in their car.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know.
So the party was lit, huh?
Man, we had a good time.
I already know. Speaking of that, so now you're doing a yacht business.
Yep.
How does that work?
Yacht artist. So anybody listening, follow us on Instagram. It's Fyne FYNETIME. Fyne stands for free of negative energy to increase mental empowerment. Okay, so basically we rent it out like to like people. So people, if they looking for if they looking to book the yacht for like half a day or a full day, we provide those services.
Okay.
Yeah, it holds 15 people. It's really nice. Like,
yeah.
But I want to pause that, and I want to get back to how you actually started this podcast, because I'm really interested in hearing that.
So really, I listen to podcasts all the time for the past maybe a year and a half, 2 years. And the more I'm listening to these podcasts, I'm like, yo, it's really a lot of power in voices.
Yeah.
Especially when you're famous or you're a celebrity. Like, people go listen to you anyway. But my thing is, each one of us, you know, from Greenville, a lot of people in Greenville have a voice as well.
Yeah. There's a lot of talent and smart people here. A
lot. And it's a lot of wasted talent too, because, you know, people just don't know. They either don't know what to do or they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, I'm like, I know for a fact I got a voice here. Whether a lot of people like me, some may hate me, it don't matter. But people, it's a group of people that's gonna listen to me. You know what I mean? And I always in any group chat I'm in, or whenever I'm around a group of the fellas, or you know what I mean, anybody, I'm always speaking some type of positive energy, and that they be learning from. So I'm like, I might as well do a podcast myself. I know I got a select few people that listen to it, and And my whole goal, like I told you, was to bring people up here that got something going for themselves. You know what I mean? That they can tell their story and people can hear this and learn from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be inspired by it, be motivated by it. Something you say can change a person's life. You don't even know it.
Yeah, like most of the time, like I have a really hard time really staying on Facebook because like I don't want to be caught up in that. So my main focus really is Instagram. I try to make myself get on Twitter. I try so hard, but it's so hard. But
Twitter where it's at though.
I heard.
Yo, Twitter.
I went viral on Twitter.
Yo, listen. Before I follow you on Twitter, I'm like, I saw the tweet in my tail. I'm like, hold on, that look like Mika. I'm like, yo, she really driving a Tesla, but she ain't even driving. It's driving itself, and she doing her hair or doing the hair while she's in the driver's seat. Like, what is this? Like, this is crazy. Now I look at the numbers, it's like 10K, 12K, just going up. I'm like, yo, this is wild.
I know.
That's dope. I'm gonna keep it high. I don't think I could do it. I'd be too scared.
It's so funny because in that clip, you literally only see me looking down.
Yeah, true.
But I had to crop that because I kept looking up like, I don't trust this car like that yet.
Yeah.
Like, but a Tesla is, I feel like Elon made that car for me.
Yeah.
The features on that car.
Crazy, huh? Man, one time I seen somebody playing like a video game on it. I seen one person making a beat on it. I'm like, yo, what is going on?
Yeah. You got Google. You got all that stuff that's up there. You can even play. You can play video games.
Yeah.
You can do the Fire Stick. Like you
can do the Fire Stick.
Yeah.
See, that's just ridiculous.
That joke got karaoke up there, so like the words, all that stuff will come up. Like it's so many cool features. I'm still learning, the features on the car.
Right.
Like I knew that the car drove it. Well, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't know the car drove itself when I bought it. I did. I bought it because I wanted a Tesla, and like. So
you always wanted a Tesla since they came out.
Yeah.
Me too, for real.
So like I was like, dang, that's so hard. That car.
Yeah.
So I didn't know until somebody said it on Facebook. Actually.
Wow.
Yeah, somebody said it on Facebook, and I was just like, oh, okay.
Right.
And then like I did some research on it to kind of like see, and then like I actually called Tesla and like asked them like how to like do the feature, and like they told me, and I was like, oh, okay. So then like one day I was on the highway, I was like, okay, let me try it out, let me see. Hit the thing twice and then like let it go. So that when the car is when it's in autopilot and it's driving itself, it turns the screen will turn blue. But then it'll tell you when to grab the wheel. So like the car, like the wheel will like shake a little, like letting you know like, hey, grab the wheel. Cause like I did see somebody say that they was driving a Tesla for like 2 hours and they was asleep. They lying. Cause the thing it'll only drive for you for like I think 20 to 30 minutes. Oh, wow. And then, like, the wheel is shake. Yeah. Because they want to make sure that you're up on your alert.
Damn, that's smart for real. That's smart as hell.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So cool. So cool. I love it.
Yeah, that's dope. So, it's two things that can happen once you, like, once you start to reach your peak, or, like, when you're on the come up. You know what I mean? You either gain haters or you lose friends. Have you experienced either one of those?
Both.
I figured.
But I also feel like this, as I've been going like through my journey, where I am now, everything I've been through prepared me for where I'm at now.
Right.
So I've been lost friends.
True.
And like the person who like was really close to me, it hurt. Like when somebody like your best friend, I feel like your best friend, you and your best friend, like y'all a little tighter than you ever could be like with like your person you're dating, because like this is your best friend. It's somebody like you just do everything with. So I done hurt behind like losing my best friends and stuff like that. So now it's just like if I see something and I'm like, okay, I done been through this before, I'm gonna fall back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Haters, they been hating on me since forever. Yeah, they ain't even had nothing they would hate. So now that I got it, like, you know what I'm saying? And how can I say this? So I have had, like, people that try to, like, destroy my brand on my way up.
Yeah.
And what? I went viral.
True, you right.
No, I went viral years ago on Facebook.
Oh, what happened?
It was a whole argument. I didn't even say anything because people was defending me. Like, this girl was hating. Like, she lied about she had lied about hair that she had bought from me. Stole the hair, sent back a pack of paper, and not the hair.
What?
Yeah, it was a whole mess. Like, I felt like I was set up, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, heard, and I had somebody recently was like, "Oh, your locks are fake," and I'm just like, I'm not bothering nobody.
Right.
Like, are you really gonna try to pick an argument with me over my hair?
Petty,
I was like, I gotta get off Facebook like
Petty.
now. But and then it's just like now, like I only get up there like once like something happened. So the only reason why like I do get up there to like show an accomplishment, it's not for bragging at all.
Yeah.
It's literally a lot of people that like look up to me and listen to
Right.
what I gotta say. A lot of people know where I started at and like where I'm at now.
Right.
So like it's a lot of people who's really genuinely like cheering for me. So like Messenger, like every time I say something, trust me, like it's gonna be somebody in my messages that's just like telling me how like, you know, I inspired them, you know, like, or if they ask me like questions. I have girls asking me all the time about being their mentor. I wish I had time to do it, but like I tell them, I say, you know, if you have like certain questions and if I got free time, I'll try to like get back with you. But understand that I really have a lot of stuff going on, and I'm like my plate is already full. But I don't mind helping people because I really I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Right. I've been where I was hungry and I just needed like help. I needed somebody to guide me in the right direction. So like, you know, I don't mind helping people at all.
Right. So what advice would you have to a young female who's trying to do the same thing you're doing, or just starting her that they need to know, you know, how to possibly get to where you're at?
You gotta. The first thing is, if you don't have a passion for it, don't do it.
Yeah, that's for anything too. I agree with that.
Because if you don't have a passion for something, you're not gonna do it long.
Right.
You're easily to get discouraged. If we go back to most of the things that I did name, it was things that was supposed to break me.
True.
I supposed to be just like, you know what, it's not even worth it.
Right.
It's too much of a headache. But because I had a passion for, you know, what I'm doing, I kept going because I believed in my passion. I believed in myself. So you got to have a passion on anything you do. If not, it's going to feel like a job.
Yo, you just spoke some real shit right there. Cause that is a fact.
It's gonna feel like a job. And when stuff feel like a job, you start to bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you over something, you over this shit. It's like, oh, I don't feel like getting up. I don't feel like doing it. And I had a time in my life where like my passion had to kick in because I was kind of like over it. Because like I done so much hair and it was just like I kind of felt burnt out.
Yeah.
And I said that I was gonna write a book about it because it's a lot of people who get to that burnt out stage and you don't know what to do. Who can you ask?
Exactly.
Say, you know, it ain't really who can you ask and who's gonna be able to tell you.
That's facts.
So like I would tell them, you know, if you got a passion for it, definitely do it if you got a passion and do not give up.
Which is the main thing.
Do not give up.
Just believing in yourself, really.
Consistency is key.
Right.
Consistency. And if you don't believe in yourself, how do you expect for somebody else to believe in you?
Right.
You got to have that stuff from within. You know, I always say a hustler gonna hustle, a bullshit gonna bullshit.
That's true.
Like
that's true. It's like you said, consistency, persistency. Like if you say you're gonna do something, then do it and stick with it. If you believe that, you know, you can be successful in this one thing, then focus on that one thing. And then whatever else you're doing, like you might got a little job on the side, all right, well, take that money and put it towards your dream.
Dreams, yep. And put God first.
For sure, before anything.
Listen, I learned how to have faith and I learned how to trust God and I built my relationship with God when I left. You know, you grow up and you've been told certain things and it don't click because it's like, okay, it don't really apply. You hear it, but you haven't experienced it. So like my experience with God has been so beautiful. The reason why I had to like just say like, wait, we got to put God first is because where I'm at, I still be shocked.
Yeah.
I be shocked because it's, you know, it's not me, you know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like lovely Mimi, when I had did her, God had put her on my mind one day, so I had texted her. And she wrote me back, and she was just, and this is how we ended up being close, because we clicked on a spiritual level. She was like, oh my God, like, because God told me to tell her something.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my God. Mind you, I don't know nothing about what this girl going through. I just had to do what God told me to do. She was like, oh my God. She was like, I know God just used you. That was confirmation. I've been praying and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was just like, oh wow. Like,
it's crazy. It's crazy how that works. Yeah. But like you said, man, when you give yourself to God, like, your whole life can change in the blink of an eye.
Oh yeah.
Like, the blink of an eye, yo. I did it. I want to say I did it when I was like 18, 19, which I grew up in a church. But you know how sometimes you grow up in a church, you know. But
it's just church.
Exactly. Being up, falling asleep and everything.
They what they say, you got the devil with you.
Grandma cussing you out at the church and everything. But yeah, I gave myself to God when I was like 18, freshman year of college. And it's crazy because before then, I was at a community college at the time. When I'm coming out of high school, as far as basketball wise, I didn't have one school looking at me at all, and that was my dream. That's all I knew. You know, coming from Southside area, that's all we know is hoop. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, you know, how the hell I'm gonna go to college and play ball. I end up trying out for a down community college, making the team, but I'm still at the very bottom of the team. So you know, and in other parts of my life, it ain't going well either. Like, I'm out in the streets messing with so many women, blah, blah, blah. And I realized, like, bro, I don't even like what I'm doing. Like, my life right now, I can't see me improving. Like, I don't see how I'm going to improve. So I really legit just sat down one night and prayed for, man, a long ass time, like 30 minutes probably.
You were crying?
Yeah, I definitely did.
Oh, so you had a conversation with God.
For sure.
Did the Holy Spirit hit you?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. So, you know,
it's a beautiful feeling.
What? Man,
I can't even explain it.
I was just about to say, I can't even really explain it to you, but you just know that feeling. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, you hear him when he talk to you.
Yes.
So after that, you know, I've seen my life really change. Like, I was more focused on bettering myself.
Yeah.
You know, next thing I know, I'm getting a scholarship to play Division I ball just because I asked for it.
Dang, that's good.
I asked for a certain school and he gave me that exact school. Like, it's just crazy. And I seen me become a man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Now I'm not even in the streets no more trying to mess with all these women. I'm focused on myself. I ain't worried about them.
Right.
And when you focus on yourself, that's when everything really just come together.
Yep. So,
you know, just like you said, man, when you put God first and you give yourself to him, your life can change within the blink of an eye.
Absolutely. Like, I done seen God turn my worst enemy to my footstool.
Crazy.
You know, like, you hear these things, and it's not until you experience it, and it's just like, oh my God, are you serious?
Right.
Like, you know, the power of God is so real and so strong, and so, like, I can't even really put in words. I just always be trying to tell people, build your own relationship with God.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you get a relationship with God and you're comfortable talking to God and you start having a conversation, you'll get confirmation.
Right.
He'll use people. He'll even use you to, you know, pass a word on. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's important for people to put God first. Build your relationship with God. And, like, whatever you have set for yourself, trust God. Right. God is on time. God is definitely on time.
Always.
With the shade room, mind you, I was having a horrible day. Like, when I say a horrible day, I was having a horrible day.
That's crazy.
So, I can't even. All I could say was I had lost $1,000, basically. So I was having a horrible day.
Wow.
Yeah. So when that happened, it kind of like, I was like, forget that $1,000.
Yeah,
they just put me on. Like, I'm about to make that back times 10.
Times 10.
Easily.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, God is definitely on time. God is on time. It's crazy when stuff happens like Cash Doll. When I did Cash Doll here, it just be feeling so unreal because I remember speaking these things.
Right.
I was speaking it into existence,
yeah.
and then like, boom, it just happened. Like, we was out LA, and like she was like, "You do hair, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Okay, can you do my hair?" Mind you, I was drunk. She got us drunk. Like,
wow.
So I was like, "Yeah." So the first thing I did, I got on Facebook. Y'all help me. How do I sober up? Like, help.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's just crazy. Even with the Drizzy situation, even though I wasn't able to do her, there's somebody who I spoke that I said I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? I said I want to do Jennifer Hudson, so that's coming. I know it. And then like, I ain't never want to do Beyonce here, but I know I'm gonna meet her. So the girl who helped Beyonce write Lemonade reached out to me. Like the day before I was going to LA, but it was like so last minute.
Yeah.
But we definitely still like kept in contact and stuff. We gonna, you know, make some magic happen.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I'm telling you, listen, one of my lovely Nene just moved to LA. So she like, look, and then I got like some people that I do know in LA and stuff. So she was just like, look, a couple months once I get settled in, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like people like that, like most of the people like really love me.
Right. Genuinely, yeah.
Love me because at the end of the day, I know I'm a vibe. I'm a beautiful person, and like you could feel my energy.
Right.
Like, you know, so I make sure like people are comfortable. Like I'm just like a all around beautiful person. Like you won't feel like, you know, like some people come around and it's just like the whole mood change.
Right.
You won't get that from me. Like at all. Like I'm
That's
just,
dope.
you know, such a beautiful person. People really, they really mess with me. Like
I believe I'm getting good vibes from, you know, this is our first time ever sitting down.
I know.
So that's dope. So you say you want to do Jennifer Hudson?
Yeah, I want to do Jennifer.
Who else would you like to work with?
JT.
Jay-Z?
JT.
Oh, JT.
Yeah.
JT. Oh, Miami, City Girls.
Yeah.
Facts. I'm a Miami fan.
For real?
Yeah, I like Miami.
She pretty. She funny. I love when her and Santana going live.
Yeah, I be
they so funny.
They be tripping out.
Santana is funny. He need his own show. But I had a situation with that. So one of my celebrity friends, we was in Atlanta. I had did a photo shoot in Atlanta. Like I was shooting one of my celebrity clients or whatever. And they was like, oh, let's go to the club. But the reason why I didn't go was because I was so tired. Like I literally worked in DC, flew out to Atlanta. As soon as I got to Atlanta, it was like work. We got up early the next day, and we had to get ready for the next shoot. And like we were just switching out looks and stuff, so it was like work. So at the end of the night, I was too tired. Like I'm like, look. So I was like, no, y'all can go ahead. You know, I'm tired.
Yeah.
So then the next day came. They was like, yeah, you know, JT and them was in our section. I done missed another opportunity.
Right.
Like,
just like
you know
that.
what I'm saying? Like,
I know you was sick.
I was so sick. Like, I was so sick. I called my niece because she loves to see the girls.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, you can be so mad at me. Like, listen, this is what happened. Like, I was just tired. They was like, girl, you need to rest before you go somewhere. Like,
right.
Because even with the Suki thing, like, you know, she got proposed. Like, she had her fiance, I guess, re-proposed to her. Again, that made the shade room.
Dang.
Yeah, that was on the shade room. Yeah.
That's crazy. I ain't even peeped that.
Yeah, that was on the shade room. Then I could I did Suki 2 weeks ago. And then I ended up on the shade room myself. Like,
right.
That's crazy, right?
It's crazy how it worked.
I know. Suki had like a lot of celebrities and stuff in there too. Of course, you know, I was going to work the room. That's what I'm supposed to do. I did that at Pretty V birthday party too.
What you doing?
I'm sure work the room.
That's what you gotta do when you got a business, a brand, man. Let motherfuckers know.
I used to be scared.
For
I
real?
didn't say nothing.
Oh nah, I used to be the same way too though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, like it just used to feel so
Right,
weird. Like
right.
I couldn't do it. And then like I guess I grew up one day. I was like, little girl, in order for you to get out there, you got to open your mouth.
Exactly.
Everybody not gonna know who you are if you don't say nothing. So I started being like, you know, a little more vocal, but it took a long time.
I believe
it took a long time.
The most they can say is no.
Right.
That's all they can say.
Right. And ain't nobody gonna tell you no to your face.
Exactly.
They gonna say it nicely
exactly.
in a different way, like, but they not gonna really say no to your face. So
would you do you plan on open like your own shop one day?
I have one in DC. I used to have one here.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
I ended up having to get one here because, you know, the hairstylist here, the hairstylist that owns the shop, like they be trying to overcharge me. You know, somebody told me $700 for one day.
What?
I said, your rent here ain't even
right.
$700. But that come from like, so I used to come down here once a month, and I would like come for one day and do hair for one day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be here from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock the next one. And I done did probably like 40 girls.
Damn.
40 girls in one day.
That's tough.
So I guess when they see that,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
That's
I'm
why they up the
some
price.
money. They gonna get some money out of her. I'm like, well, your booth rate ain't nothing but $125 a week. So
Right.
you gonna charge me $700. So now you ain't getting shit. You ain't getting a motherfucking thing.
Nah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, so like it's so crazy because people still like always ask me, to come down to do hair, but I'm sorry to let the people down, but it's too much of a headache. So,
nah, I understand that.
Because if I was, the average person, they'd be like, yeah, just do like 75 for one day. Like, I'm only there for one day. Like, I ain't even running that much water. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, the salon I had here, I ended up closing it because once my clientele started picking up in DC, it was kind of like defeating the purpose of coming down here because I make more in DC than I do here. I would here because, you got to think about like the economics and stuff, like what people are being paid, like
right,
that's pay
true.
rate and stuff. So they won't be able to afford paying me $285 for a sew-in and plus $250 for the frontal, and you have to buy the frontal from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just wasn't gonna pan out. So I just like focus on like making my money there, and so I got a big clientele now.
Right. So you plan on staying in DC for a while?
It's been 10 years. Yeah, I can't see myself like moving back to the South.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to the South, it would be Atlanta. It'd be Atlanta or LA.
Right. Makes sense.
Somewhere where I know I'll be straight. Like if I packed up and decided to go to Atlanta today, I'll still have a heavy clientele easily within like the first couple months.
Right.
Just based off of like who I did. I'm already in the loop. I be having like people hit me up on Instagram from all over the world. It shocks me sometimes.
I believe it. I definitely believe it.
Hey, I was just a nobody a couple years ago.
That's how it worked though.
People like from London, like different parts, like everywhere, Africa, and I just be like, dang.
I already know. And like I said, it's just the beginning for you, man. Ain't no telling what's gonna happen tomorrow. You know what I mean?
I know.
You never know.
I know. It's so crazy because I did a interview around this time last year, and even from then, like so much. 2020 wasn't really a bad year for me at all. Like I done like did so much. I accomplished so much. Like it's just crazy.
Right. I'm
grateful because I know this time next year I've been achieve different goals.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like I had like before the pandemic happened, I was kind of mad at first when everything shut down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because like I had got asked to go on tour, to do hair on tour, and then I got asked to do hair for backstage for the BET Awards.
Oh shit!
Like I had like so many.
Yeah,
like,
shit was lined up for you, right?
But then COVID happened. But let me tell you this: the favor of God, like it's so real because, like I said, I still ended up doing Cash Doll. I ended up doing Suki. I did Cuban. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the list still go on. I was able to purchase a Tesla. We purchased a yacht this year. Like all of these things happened during the band. Like you know what I'm saying? Like God still showed favor. He still showed up and showed out. And I always say this. I feel like God be putting me on like a higher and higher platform because I'm gonna do my job.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna like talk about God and let people know, hey,
that's right.
To trust in God and so forth and so forth. So yeah, I'm grateful. And I'm
for sure. That's dope, man. Once again, we're gonna wind it down. I really appreciate you for coming and speaking with me and talking to the people, whoever's listening. A lot of people gonna learn from this. Yeah. A lot of people gonna be inspired from this, inspired by your story. It's hard to make it out, not alone from the Ville, but from the hood.
Man, the hood, man. Listen, like it was really hard.
I know.
But I always like wanted more out of life.
Right.
Like, I always wanted more out of life. You gotta want it because it's one thing to like. I just had a conversation like probably like 20 minutes before I came here, and somebody was like, "Hey, I want you to talk to my girlfriend. Maybe you can like inspire her to like, want to like do something with herself. And I said, honestly, you got to already want it yourself.
Right. That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Because if you don't want something, it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, and can't nobody want your dream more than you want your dream. You know, it don't work like that.
You know what's so crazy? So I had seen a video a couple years ago, and it was like, you got to want success more than you want to breathe. And like, sometimes, and this is so true, like sometimes I get so focused on like what I'm doing, I stop breathing.
Wow.
I don't even realize I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But, it's just how I train my mind. It's like, if you want something, like, you got to want it more than you want to breathe. So, like, it makes me, like, go into, like, a drive where I'm just, like, getting, like, stuff done. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, shit, I wasn't breathing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
You just be so locked in.
Yeah, like, I train my mind how to, like, really focus.
Right.
And that's what people got to do. They got to start training their mind to be focused, because a lot of people don't know how to focus. Like, I don't know how to study.
Oh, yeah. Same here.
I can't study. Like, I got to, like, find, like, different ways to, like, keep my attention on something.
Yeah, man. Studying, reading books and stuff like that. My attention span way too short for it. Like, in school, man, I would study the night before the test and the morning of. That's it.
Me too. I cram it in. Like, I got all week. Look. I got this.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, man.
Thank you for having me, by the way.
Nah, for sure. For sure. We're going to do it again, definitely.
Absolutely.
In the future. But yeah, congrats again on your success. I wish you many more. I already know you're going to be big. You're already big, but you're going to be bigger.
Thank you.
So, for sure. It's the seller.
Same to you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And we're going to network a little more.
For sure. And we coming to DC.
Yes.
I be having to talk to the boys and convince them. They don't want to leave, but
they stuck.
Yeah, you feel me? But we coming to DC. We're gonna hop on that yacht and we're gonna turn up.
Come on, let's go.
And then we're gonna talk business.
We got some bigger shit coming next year. So by the time y'all come,
say that. Say less. For sure. I appreciate you. It's a Solid World podcast. We got Mika with us. She just talked her shit. You know what it is.